Pull out your dicks, get ready to fap. It's time for your favorite show, The Grease Trap. Pull out your dicks, get ready to fap. It's time for your favorite show, Grease Trap.
Hey everybody, welcome to The Grease Trap. How you fucking doing out there in the universe, eh? All right, good
Pull
for
out
you.
your dicks, get ready to fap.
Didn't you come up with a female version too?
Yeah, it was pull out your tits, get ready to fap, or flick on your clits, get ready to, I don't know, get ready to nap. I can't remember.
Oh damn. Sorry, ladies. Sorry, lady. Whatever fucking 3 or 4 girls are watching this. Probably most of you are just like watching because your boyfriends or husbands or whatever are playing it, and you're just like, ugh, this garbage again.
Retards again.
This fucking dreck. Why can't he ever listen to anything good? His taste abysmal.
Oh yeah, it was something like pull out your tits and flick on them nips. It's time for the grease trap to lick on that clit.
Okay,
Something
cool.
like that.
Yeah,
something like that. It sounds very demanding, though.
Yeah.
You know,
I was about to say it sounds very like imposing. You know, like
yeah.
A 17-part process to enjoy the grease trap if female. Of course, there's an additional barrier for being a woman. Of course.
They've got to have something to pull out too. You know, they can't pull out their.
You can't pull out a pussy. I mean, that'd be one.
You can't.
I mean, yeah, that's fair
You
enough.
can whip out your tits though.
Yeah. That'd be a pretty floppy pussy to just be able to pull it out, you know? I don't even know about that pussy.
Definitely possible to whip out a pair of titties.
Oh, yeah.
I've seen it happen. I've witnessed such things.
Wow. At Applebee's?
I don't believe it.
Yeah. Last time I was at Applebee's is the last time I saw it.
That's when it happened.
A big fat pair of titties whipped out.
Yeah, unfortunately, they closed the Applebee's around here, so I don't know where to go to get my titty fix anymore.
I know, dude. The Sierra Insane, the pickup artistry that would go on at Applebee's, that Applebee's bar gets popping. I mean, you got those happy hour, appetizers. You get those apps, like it was like 2 for $10 apps or something.
Yeah.
Or like, no, it was half off apps after or before 5.
Whatever.
Yeah, dude, you get that going on. You get those soccer moms in there. Have a few, mojitos.
Some of them
That's
soccer
happy hour,
moms.
dude.
Some of them soccer moms got soccer ball sized titties.
I mean, they do. And then
happy hour is where the fucking lesbians really go crazy,
that's
dude.
where the magic happens, Paul. Like,
It's
you go
that
there,
chili
dude.
lime chicken, dude. That chili lime chicken that's fucking $9.99 that comes with a side of pilaf.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, that shit. Fucking the lesbians cannot resist it.
And you guys want to get real crazy? I mean, I'm talking like real crazy. Man, you go out to the patio. And you go out to the patio, the shit that happens on the patio.
I mean, I don't know.
Oh my
For me,
God,
like,
guys.
I'll be honest with you, Scotty. For me, the stuff that happens on the Applebee's patio, like, it's too much for me. Like, I walked out there one time. I saw some shit that's never going to leave my mind. I just like this. You know what? I respect that the people that are out here, this is what they're into, but I got to fucking take a step back.
Man, I don't want to.
I got to go back
I don't reveal
inside.
too much, dude. But guys, last time I went to Applebee's personally, I saw a. Fuck, I don't know if I should say it, man. But you know what? I mean, it's been long enough. It was a few years back. I've been to Applebee's that often. I saw like an internet celebrity. And it was just the craziest thing. I mean, there's just, these two. I mean, I guess they were soccer moms, but I mean, if they were, they would fool me. It basically would have fooled me. There's no way that. I mean, I guess they were. 'Cause, I mean, we're living in fucking bumfuck Louisiana. I mean, just double D tits. I mean, they looked like models. I'm like, what are these models doing at this Applebee's? What are they doing at this Applebee's in the middle of fucking Louisiana? And they're just making out and just rubbing their titties on those appetizers. It's like, wow, damn, those appetizers look good.
Ooh, get this spinach dip on my nips.
Dude, just rubbing them in.
Spinach
and
nip.
This baller ass freaking YouTube celebrities just sitting there just enjoying the show. They're, of course, rubbing on him. When are we going to go back, baby? And I don't want to reveal their name or anything. Like, when are we going to go? There's conveniently a Hilton that's pretty close by. And he's like, I've got the Hilton rented out for the week. Do you mean the entire Hilton? This is a big time celebrity.
Of course.
And guys, I mean, much to my shame, I mean, I was trying to like, I'm like, hey, I got some YouTube stuff going on. Of course, no interest in me. They're like, loser. Like, let me see your sub count. Lame.
Yeah.
And,
I mean, if you want to pick up that hot ass fucking Applebee's puss, you got to have like
Yeah.
well over a couple million subscribers at least.
I mean, and then you guys will never believe what happened next. I mean, they just started stripping their clothes off, dancing on top of tables. The people that work there throwing dollar bills out. It's basically like a mini little strip club right there. I try to throw my money in. They're like, nope, yep, this is YouTube baller money. And I'm like, fair enough. You just get to enjoy the spectacle.
Dude, I remember one time I went to Applebee's and I was like, yeah, I'll just take I'm not too hungry today. I'll just take an Oriental chicken salad wrap, you know? Fucking,
Ugh.
this chick comes out. She fucking served me the fucking Oriental chicken salad wrap in her fucking ass cheek. She's like, yeah, you gotta fucking eat it in my ass like a piggy to a trough. I'm like, I don't know about this. I just want my chicken salad wrap. She's like, no, you gotta eat this. Don't be a pussy. I was like, all right. I fucking had to fucking treat that ass like a feed bag. Eat that Oriental chicken salad wrap, y'all. That was some good shit. I don't know. There's a little bit of a fucking
last 10 years.
little bit of a
Paul, have
poopy
you been to
aftertaste. I think she needs better fucking booty hygiene, but whatever, you know. Still a nice memory.
Have you guys been to an Applebee's in the last 10 years? 'Cause I don't think I've actually been to one. I know they're kind of going under anyways, but
I know I've been to one in the last 10 years.
Yeah, I've definitely been in the last 10 years. If you ask me about the last 2 years, no. 3 years, probably not. 4
I think
years.
the last time I went was with TJ and Chelsea and Stevie going across the country or moving to Washington.
I
And it
think
was like
me
in the
and
middle of
Chelsea might have
Kansas or
stopped off
something.
and wanted a road trip or something, maybe.
Yep.
But I don't fucking know.
Beyond that, no. I think even the one around here was still open, which has been closed for like a year or two now. Like I never went to it. It was just disgusting. It basically had the same decoration. So when I was a kid, the Applebee's opened up, and I was excited then as a kid. I was like, oh my god.
So about the
Applebee's now.
The thing that happened with that Applebee's was, back when there used to be that movie theater nearby, you'd go see a movie, and then a lot of times you just like swing to the Applebee's for like, some fucking mediocre ass food on your way back home. But
Or before.
yeah, or before when you're gonna go see the movie, just let's go grab a couple fucking whatever at Applebee's. But then the movie theater closed. The Applebee's had no fucking chance then, and then the movie theater fucking reopened. But by then it was like one of those movie theaters that like serves food and drinks and shit. So there was no hope for it.
I like first X that counted like as an adult. You know what I mean?
Yeah, gotcha.
I was an Applebee's waitress for a while. And so I spent quite a bit of time at Applebee's because I got her discount and shit, and they used to hook me up. And you can get real drunk at an Applebee's for pretty cheap at fucking happy hour if you don't care what you're drinking. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah.
At least back in the day, you could. I don't know how good happy hour is anymore at Applebee's, but they used to have like these $5 fucking giant beers.
Yeah.
And you could just get them end to end. I mean, 2 or 3 of those and you're good and toasty. 4 of them and you're fucking wasted. Pretty cheap way to get drunk. I don't know, dude. I think people shit on Applebee's a little too much. I'm not saying it's the fucking greatest restaurant ever. And clearly, like, the food's, like, by and large, pretty gross. But there's some shit there that's edible.
If you know how to navigate... All right, so here's what you got to fucking do when you're at Applebee's. If you really want to fucking... You got to think to yourself, like, okay, what foods taste okay microwaved? And then if you fucking let that be your guiding star... Or, like the steaks at Applebee's, they're not great steaks, but they're not too bad because they actually do have to fucking at least grill those.
The same thing with the burgers. Like their burgers are at least like thrown on a grill. They might be like pre-cooked, frozen or whatever the fuck, but they're at least like thrown on a grill and shit. So their burgers are
Drink a couple of those $5 beers first. The burger increases in quality.
And that spinach dip too is pretty fucking good.
The spinach dip is good. That's true.
Let's be real about it. Let's
be real.
I'll tell you the thing I actually like at
Applebee's, like a lot of fucking restaurants at the time, like, during that heyday, their appetizers were pretty much always better than their entrees. Like, like pretty much everything you get Applebee's appetizer wise is okay. Like, I remember they had pretty decent little wings and shit. They had like little fucking pretzel bullshit and like little chicken quesadilla things you could dip and all this. So, I mean, they got some all right shit appetizer wise. Like a lot of places did. Like Fridays had pretty decent appetizers and shit.
I love their chicken strips at Applebee's. I know it's just frozen shit. Whatever frozen brand they use, I've always loved that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But like, you try to get some real shit at Applebee's, like, I'll take the chicken Alfredo, like that. You're fucked. That's gonna be nasty as hell.
They basically just open up a fucking Hungry Man dinner and slop it on a plate and microwave it and serve it to you, dude.
Yeah, like I'll take the blackened. It's just like it's not gonna be good.
And when you want to step it up in America, when you're like, what, Applebee's ain't enough. I want to live high class. Then you either go, in my opinion, you either go to Chili's or Fridays. Maybe there's different places. And of course, we're just talking about chains here. We're not talking about actual restaurants.
Well, these things are all these things that we're talking about now are like, they're on death's door. They're on their way out. Like these kind of restaurants
is trying pretty
Chili's
hard.
is still, I still think Chili's is still sticking around. Like around here, the Chili's around here still gets business.
Dude.
It's still pretty packed.
I had a horrible I'll never go to that fucking Chili's again. I'll never fucking go back there. That was that was so fucking gross.
There's some good ones though. It's like, but Chili's like a hit or miss thing. Those Chili's are actually pretty good.
Dude, I was sitting there and I knew it was fucking, we fucking ordered our food already. I started hearing the tables around me, like people behind me, like, oh, gross. And they're complaining. And the table behind Chelsea, they're complaining. And the table over there is complaining. I'm like, every table around me, like literally every table within earshot of me, people are complaining. I'm like, oh fuck, dude.
That's not a good sign.
No. Dude. And then they bring fucking Chelsea a burger and it's fucking like bloody raw, like a fucking tampon exploded in it or some shit. Like it's like just like mush. It's bloody mush, which is not what she wanted at all. She's like, and then she tells the manager and she's like, yeah, this burger is basically raw. She's like, oh, so you order it rare, but now you're saying it's too rare. And she's like, no, I didn't order it rare. I ordered it well done. Yeah. We want us to make you a new one. And she's like, no, just take it the fuck away and take it off the check. And that was like the last time we ever fucking went there. Because like,
well, yeah, I mean, that's fucking ridiculous.
Ridiculous bullshit.
Anytime like you ask someone to fix something as far as food's concerned, or just like they're openly hostile to you, you just need to be like, we just want our check. We want to leave. Like, we don't need this. Like, I'm not going to argue with somebody and get pissed off at them. It's just like, there's no point. You're better off just leaving and just saying like, yep, we don't want to, like, we ain't paying for this. We didn't eat this, bill us our fucking drinks if you want, but that's it.
Yeah. And that fucking manager was so bedraggled. And I felt kind of bad because literally everyone was complaining. But like on the other hand, like everyone's complaining for a fucking reason. You guys are serving slop. So whatever.
Well, and these places too, it's because, look, it's labor is the most expensive part of most businesses, and they're underpaying people. They're not paying people at all what it actually takes to actually cook this food right. They're paying people that are just like, oh, I gotta do this job I'm not even really trained to do, more than likely. Because like any efficient kitchen is gonna be able to fucking whip up the chili shit, no problem. It's a kitchen that is disorganized, that doesn't know what the fuck they're doing. That's why you're having people wait around for an hour and a half. There's a difference too. If you got your food quickly, even if it was wrong, you just been like, oh, okay, can we get this? But here's the thing: in a bad restaurant, you're sitting there for a long fucking time. So food is not like, oh, here's your delectable burger with everything you've ordered on it. You're gonna be like, fuck this place, fuck these people, and of course, the representation of that is the manager of the restaurant in most American.
Dude, remember when me, you, and Cody, stinking a fucking like weed, high out of our fucking minds, shambled into that fucking Chili's, and that fucking waitress sits us right next to the fucking table of like a bunch of cops, and we're just
she did that on purpose.
I know she totally did. She was a total cunt.
Smelled that weed on you.
She's like, I know how I'll ruin these guys' night. She fucking sits us next to these cops.
Like, yeah,
and then we just like we're sitting there like normally our conversation would have been like fucking whatever, the kind of shit. But we were just like, how about them Saints, boys? Looking good this season,
doing quite well. I like football and
crazy weather we've been having as of late. No? It's like, man, fuck this shit.
It's a silent meal for the most part. Just like, oh, I'm starving. Can't wait to eat this food and then go do legal things at my home.
Then the cops finally left and we're just like, fuck, man. What the fuck you sending these damn cops for? Fucking cunt.
And we couldn't say anything either because, like, the restaurant was fairly crowded and these cops, it's like, what are we going to say? Like, don't sit us next to those pigs. You know what I mean? Like, don't do it.
I love that story that the Mr. Orange, I believe, makes up in Reservoir Dogs. His like cover story. You remember? Where he's like,
I don't remember.
I walked into the bathroom I've got a 2 kilos of cocaine in a case and a gun. I walk into a bathroom and it's just filled with sheriff's officers and a dog, and that dog is fucking looking at me and barking at me, man.
Oh, okay.
You
I
never,
remember this, yeah.
he kind of drills it with the other cop or whatever till he gets it down, and the scene is great. It's one of my favorite scenes in the movie because it starts with Tim Roth, the guy that plays Mr. Orange, telling the story to the guy practicing it, and then it cuts seamlessly to him in the club telling the actual dudes the story. It's really cool. But yeah dude, those like cop run-ins are always worse, I think, in the minds of somebody who's out of their mind stoned. Well, I guess from a white privilege perspective.
Oh, yeah.
As a black dude, there's probably real reason to be scared of most cops,
I'll
even
tell
if you're
you
not
what,
stoned.
dude.
But
There are some people, and I did not really believe this, really understand this before I met Cody. But Cody Weber, and I don't know if he is to this day, but he probably fucking is a fucking cop magnet. Like, I'm literally telling you, I've never seen anyone have more run-ins with the fucking police than that dude. In the short time I fucking knew him, that motherfucker, I don't know what the fuck it is about him cosmically or whatever the hell it is, but I've never seen so many fucking cops in my life looking to fucking bust my ass or bust his ass. Period. Like, I'm telling you, like, him and TJ shot a video, cops show up. Motherfucker wants to jump the fence. Like, dude, we already told him, like, dude,
Oh,
you
yeah,
jumped
that's right.
fucking fence. You've been fucked, dude.
That
I
fucking
guarantee
knock
it.
came on the door. Sheriff's office or whatever the fuck. Cody like vanished instantly. Like he was in the room and then he was just gone. Just all that was left is one of those fucking cartoon smoke clouds. Like the Roadrunner was just there, you know?
Shit.
Yeah, he was gone. I'm like,
You guys got pulled over we lived in Illinois with his ass, of course. Like,
oh yeah,
they're just like.
we got weed on us, of course. And then Cody's like,
oh yeah, oh no, dude, I was driving back one time with him from where his fucking family lived. Like, we were driving back, so we had bought some weed, and we get pulled over by a fucking state trooper.
yeah.
And I'm like, Cody, I'm like, dude, you're a fucking nervous little fucking weasel or whatever. I mean, maybe I didn't put it in those terms. Like, you're a very nervous guy, you know, like, you need to look at your phone like you're completely bored about this whole process. If you ask anything, your dad won, $5,000 on a scratch-off ticket, and we went there to just say, like, congratulations, and that's all that happened. That's all you know. That's it. And the cop's like, he looks in the front of my car, he's like, I thought your headlight was out. And I'm like, looks like it's not. Huh. Let me see all your stuff. He looks at it. My insurance is good. My license is good. So, like, but my registration was, expired. He's like, so can you explain something to me? And I'm like, I'll try. Why is your registration expired? I'm like, officer, I've got to be completely honest with you. I'm an incredibly lazy person and had just never took the time to actually fix this problem. Oh. And he guy just like sits and looks at me for what he thinks about it. He's all like, all right, I'll just write you a warning. And I was like, whew.
I mean, that's typically how run-ins with cops go.
Dude, like the cop that pulled me and Cody over, I don't mean to interrupt you, Paul, but like the cop that pulled me and Cody over, like that cop ended up embarrassing herself so many times that she just kind of left in shame.
Yeah,
like she's like,
the story. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, well, I mean, like I don't even remember all the specifics. She's like, how come you got a fucking Louisiana you got a fucking Louisiana plate, but a Illinois registration or whatever the fuck? And I'm just like, they're both the same. She's like, oh, I misread that. Sorry. And then she was like, the reason I pulled you over is because you were looking out the window of that house. I'm like, yeah, I live there. I can't look out the window of my own house. She's like, And then she made
looking out the window of your house.
Yeah,
yeah.
That was the reason they gave.
She was like, before I even left my house, I looked out the window, and then I fucking got in my car and started driving. And then they pulled us over. It's like, you were looking out the window of the house very suspiciously. Like, what? Huh? I'm not allowed to look out the window of my house before I leave the house? What the fuck are you talking about? That's not a reason to pull someone over. And then
let me tell you, with
Cody,
if I looked out and saw a cop, I wouldn't have left.
Cody had his ID on him and shit, and they like look at his thing and they're like, Weber, huh? and hand it back to him. And then they go like run some shit in the car. He's like, oh my God, they know who I am. I tell you, man, us Webbers have a reputation in Illinois and stuff, dude. And they fucking probably know about our family. I'm like, I don't know what the fuck your family's done or what reputation y'all have, but I don't think this cop is aware of any of that because we're like we're like 3 hours away from Keokuk, so I don't think any of these cops around here give a shit.
It was like an hour away, but like still, it was far enough away where it's like they're not gonna know who the fuck.
Them cops didn't have. Cody's like the notorious Weber clan or some shit. No one gave a fuck.
I remember that fucking thing. The guy had to paint the sign, and then he got so pissed, like Webbers are all bad people, and we're like, damn. If only we listened to fucking. I think his name was Dudley or whatever the fuck it was.
Yeah.
If only we listened to Dudley.
You Webbers are all bad people. You fucking Webbers, man.
They're all a bunch of just scammers, dude. Like
you goddamn Webbers.
All a bunch of fucking scammers. I guess our family's a bunch of scammers, but when you meet other scammers, I guess you're just like, fuck you.
Scam, no scam. Scam, no scam.
Fuck your scam, because I got my scam. So fuck your scam.
What if my scam helps your scam? What if it's
because it doesn't matter because ultimately you're a scammer, so you're gonna fuck me over. That's kind of I think that's the whole thing. And I mean, dealing with him and his family, that's all they are. Like that's why it's like Cody's popped up so many times, like TJ, talk to me again, or I was like, no, get away, not falling for your bullshit, dude. Have a nice life.
Away with thee.
I've got COVID now, guys. Send some money.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, no thanks, dude. Bye bye. Don't want anything to do with you. Yeah, and that's the whole thing about him too. Is like if you actually know Cody, it's just like I mean, I don't really hate him at this point. It's been so long since that shit happened, but he's just full of shit. He's just a stunningly full of shit person. It's like you just can't fucking associate with someone like that. It's like he can do whatever. People want to fucking deal with his bullshit, they can. But you know, we rightfully cut ties with him.
Scotty talking all kind of shit.
I mean, it's been fucking 10 years, dude. If he gives a shit, I don't think he'll even see this. And if he does, fuck him. I don't care. I mean, like, what is he gonna do? Like, oh my God, 10 years ago. It's like, yeah, I haven't seen you in 10 years, and I don't plan on seeing you again. So, like, what just makes no difference to me. You know, I mean, I don't fucking worry about shit that happened 10 years ago. Just the whole thing when you brought that up reminded me of all that bullshit. But I do was a cop fucking magnet. That was the fucking whole point to it. It's just like I've never seen someone just get fucked.
Not only that, but I've never seen anyone get more rattled.
I do have a favorite story about.
You know why I know exactly why he's a fucking cop magnet, because when the police come around, he shits his fucking pants, and he acts fucking squirrely as shit, and he fucking shakes like a goddamn leaf, and he gets fucking terrified, like they're like demons from hell that have fucking come forth to like judge his immortal soul or some shit.
Dude, I do have a favorite story about him and cops though. When he briefly lived down here. And he's like, man, he went to a Walgreens. There's a cop in there. And Cody's like, I'm going to try to like interact with the police in a positive way. And I was kind of like, when I first heard that, I was like, oh, dude, you made a huge mistake. There's no way a cop in Louisiana wants to talk to your fucking squirrely ass.
Dude, the stupidest shit I ever did with a cop was I was working at Starbucks, right? And I had these cops that would come in, and they weren't like super friendly when they came in, but I knew them. You know, they were like regulars. They'd come in pretty much at the same time every day. So I figured like if I had a question, I could ask them. I had this gun. Like I'm such a fucking retard.
God, dude. Oh no, Paul.
I'm such a fucking retard. I had this gun that my fucking ex-girlfriend left when she left me. And you know, it was like it wasn't registered to her. It was just some piece that her fucking uncle had given her. I used it in that video, that fucking monologue video that I did, that little fucking Raven 22 pistol.
The Sam Bick video.
Yeah. And it was a Raven 22, little tiny little fucking like purse pistol basically. Mm-hmm. And I wanted to get rid of it. Like, I didn't want it in my house. I didn't know what the protocol was to get rid of a fucking gun that isn't registered to anybody. So I walked up to the fucking two guys. I was like, hey, guys, you know, sorry to interrupt you, but I got a question. Figured I'd ask you guys. And they go, yeah, go ahead, shoot. I said, let's say that if I were to have a gun that isn't registered to me, how would I go ahead and get rid of that? Is there a place can I just bring it to y'all and like And one of the cops, like, they took forever to answer me. They just looked at each other. And one of the cops turned to me and he said, "So you're saying you have an unregistered weapon?" And I was like, no, never mind. Never mind.
You realize he was basically just giving you like, are you actually telling me that you have an illegal firearm? And it's like,
Yeah.
no.
They gave me an out. I was like, never mind. He was like, good choice. Never mind is probably the right answer. I was like, okay. All right, never mind.
Yeah, that was basically that was basically them just saying like, you don't want to go down this road. Just you need to just shut the fuck up, and we don't want to deal. Like, it's basically they could have busted your ass at that point, but they're just like, no, we didn't want to fuck with you because you're the guy that works at Starbucks. We know you're not some criminal.
Right. But they were just like, this is not, you got to figure this one out on your own, dude. We're not going to.
You've got to do is find a gun buyback thing. That's like the best thing to do because then it's like it's amnesty. There's no questions asked. You just take the gun and they're like, here's $50.
I ended up disassembling the entire thing and throwing it in different trash cans and shit. So that was how I ended up dealing with it.
Well, yeah, I'm sure California's got strict gun laws. I mean, you can't just go and fucking.
I took the whole fucking thing apart and just dumped it in different dumpsters and shit around town, and that was that.
I don't blame you, dude. I mean, obviously, you don't want someone to get their hands on that gun. You don't want to just toss it in a fucking trash can and someone goes, oh, a little 22 pistol. And then, of course, someone uses it for a crime or to kill somebody or whatever. Because, I mean, shit, little 22 like that would be very easy to use in a crime.
Who knows? Maybe it was. Like, as far as I know, it came from my ex-girlfriend's crazy uncle. So,
oh, shit, dude. Yeah, you should not have turned that in. Fuck that.
So, I mean, who knows what it was used for? And that's why I wanted to get rid of the fucking thing. You know what I mean? It wasn't so much being nervous about having a gun around, although that played a role in it too. I just didn't like having a fucking gun in the house. But
yeah,
like most of it was just like, I don't know where this came from, who this has murdered. Like what? You know what I mean?
What crimes this has been used in the commission of, we could have been anything, right?
My fingerprints are all over it now. It's just like, I don't want this.
Oh, wait here, sir. Come back. 6 cops show up. Arrest you for a triple homicide committed in Madera County in 1989.
We finally caught him, boys. The Fresno butcher. We linked him back to his 22.
Oh, it only had been 9 at the time. Great cover story, liar.
It's my girlfriend's, man.
Sure it was, Slim. Yeah. Paul Everett Parkey. The Fresno
I would have gotten middle named if I was a serial killer for sure.
Oh yeah. You get the whole name at that point.
Yeah, you only get middle named when you kill a bunch of people.
Yep. Then it's like that middle name come out. That's so weird. Is that a weird phenomenon,
Or kill like or if you just assassinate one person, you get middle names.
Yeah,
too.
I mean, not everyone gets middle named. Maybe it depends on what your middle name is, because like Jeffrey Dahmer didn't get middle named, but he was infamous enough too.
Yeah.
Let me see what his.
I can't remember what his middle name was.
I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah, I don't know either. So yeah,
Lionel. Yeah, it doesn't sound. It doesn't sound intimidating. It's Jeffrey Lionel.
Jeffrey
Dahmer.
Lionel. Yeah, no.
It doesn't have the cadence.
Ted Bundy didn't get middle named either.
Let's see what his was. Ted Bundy. What's his middle name?
I mean, everyone knows why. Like,
I don't even think he had one.
John Wayne
he
Gacy,
did.
for example. It's like his name is John Wayne, and then you add Gacy to it.
Okay,
like John Wayne Gacy.
Theodore Robert Bundy. Ted Robert Bundy. It doesn't work.
No, it doesn't.
So like it's gotta have cadence to it. It's gotta have a rhythm of like evil.
Yeah. Like Cho Sung Hui.
Yep.
No, I don't know. That's actually probably not a middle name. Nobody remembers Cho Sung Hui. I brought him up on a fucking.
Oh yeah, that's right. Cho Sung Hui was he had a high ass kill count too.
Yeah, nobody remembers. I brought him up on a fucking Ideology the other day, and
people were just
the audience was like, "Who?" And I was like, "The Virginia Tech massacre shooter." Who? What? I'm like, damn.
Yeah, and that was
that long.
I mean, it's not even a matter of length because like killers who were before that who killed less people still have that name recognition. I don't know what it is about Cho Sung Hui.
Probably because he's not like a typical, serial killer, spree killer type.
And like, I'm thinking about the Vegas killer. Like, he killed fucking more people than any mass shooter in history. And I don't even remember his name off the top of my head. I'd have to go look it up.
Dude, that, like, once again, I know I've talked about it before, but that whole fucking incident reeks.
Yeah.
Reeks. The lack of facts that we have about this dude who pulled off, as TJ said, the largest mass shooting in American history.
Yeah, we don't know nothing. I mean, I don't even remember his fucking name off the top of my head. Do you?
We don't. No, we don't. I mean, I know we've said it before, but I don't remember his name because it just wasn't like he wasn't covered in the media like these other figures were day in, day out. It was like the story was kind of buried and skipped over, and like it was in the news for a while, but most of it was just like basic non stuff about him, and then victim kind of pieces.
Yeah, he killed
like
60. He murdered 60 people and injured like hundreds more. And like, it's easily the worst fucking mass shooting in American history. Not even fucking close. Like, no, I can't think of any other gunman who even came close to that kill count. And yet we don't know the name Stephen Paddock like we do Eric Harris and Dylan Klebold and, you know.
I mean, the last like news update about Stephen Paddock that I heard was that his wife, who fled the country around the time that he did this, had been found and was being interviewed. And that was it. Like, that was literally the last update I got on this dude. No motive was ever released. You know what I mean? They if you look at the evidence that they took a laptop that literally wouldn't have worked because it had no hard drive in it, quote unquote. You know what I mean? Like, why would he have a completely non-functional laptop sitting there? And if he took the hard drive out, where the fuck did he put it? He didn't leave that hotel room. So if he threw it on the ground outside, should have been found. If he stashed it somewhere in there, should have been found. Like, why would he have, you know what I mean? There's too many fucking weird idiosyncrasies about this crime.
Oh, yeah.
Motiveless. The amount of fucking prep and planning that it would have taken. The fact that the dude had like fucking surveillance video set up outside, but killed himself before a cop ever showed on the surveillance video. Like,
yeah, it seemed like he was settling in to, like, you know, have a standoff, and he never did that.
Yeah.
Like,
he never even tried it. He killed himself well before cops even knew where he was in the building. But yet he had all this surveillance, those like clandestine cameras and shit stuck outside, showing the hallways both ways outside his room.
We never got a manifesto. We never got a clear motive. We never fucking heard why he did what he did.
Nope, he's like a rich dude who like we knew he flew planes and shit. Like why he did this is just a complete question mark. Nobody knows. Yeah. Every one of these other fucking spree shooters and shit, you know, you find some evidence as to why they did what they did, you know.
Yeah, I mean, Cho Sung Hui, we knew what the fuck that guy did, even though he was undercovered as well, though. But
he was racist, right? He was like he was like a pro Asian racist, right? Like
I think he had some racial shit. Who was that one that fucking killed all those people because he couldn't get laid? The incel guy?
Oh, Elliot Rogers.
Yeah, Elliot Rogers. Yeah, that guy was pretty fucking. That guy I read his whole manifesto. It was like, just like, oh my God. It's like,
so it was me basically
in the mind of I just love, you listen to like killers, you in movies, they're always like some sinister figure, but in real life, he's just a whiny little bitch. Just like, nobody wants to fuck me. You know? And his daddy was a rich Hollywood guy, and his mommy was fucking probably in the industry as well. I don't really remember, but it's like, oh, what was me? But we never got
sick of this world and the human maggots feasting on its carcass.
Maybe that was Stephen Paddock's manifesto, you know?
Maybe.
But yeah, we like, even if I type in Stephen Paddock and like Amazon looking for like someone who, is there any books about it and stuff? There's like a few, but they're obviously like no mainstream fucking publishing company has touched this, really.
I've got a feeling that Stephen Paddock's manifesto was on that laptop, and that it started, my name is Stephen Paddock, and for the last 30 years, I've been working undercover with the CIA, helping them to run drugs from Colombia, and they burned me, and this is the result. This is what happens when you burn someone who has done clandestine things for your country. That's what I think happened. There was a lot of scuttlebutt about this dude's pilot license and how he owned all these small planes that could fly under radar, and how he was very paranoid about radar. Like, there were people that knew him that were like, yeah, when he flies real low because he doesn't like showing up on any radar. He doesn't like people knowing where he's going when he's coming.
Is a drug runner and a drug smuggler technique to avoid.
Right. I mean, that's 100% how they get cocaine into the United States. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or one of the ways.
And the CIA was involved heavily with that for many years. I mean, who knows if they probably could still be involved in, I'm sure.
They still are.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I would say this. We have to be careful not to have proportionality bias with these things. Of course, these crazy events like this have to have some big cause or some overarching thing. But I mean, there is so many unanswered questions. That's why it does feed that. And I mean, it is suspicious, like you're saying, Paul. Like, you have a laptop with no hard drive. It's like, why do you bring the laptop?
Well,
to have a laptop.
The thing is, in the absence of, I mean, like, when you fucking obviously hide facts from the public, which clearly has been done in this fucking case.
Oh yeah, 100%. I don't deny that at all.
People are gonna fucking speculate, and when the facts we know are like the stuff about the radar that Paul was just saying, like, yeah, that does sound like he was a fucking drug smuggler. And
I'm not saying I know for a fact, but here's the thing.
Well, sure, I don't think that.
I feel like in another circumstance, this dude would have been 24-hour news for about 6 weeks, and we would know everything about him. We would know his manifesto. We'd have interviews with all the people around him about the declining state of his mental health. We'd have all this shit. Like, it would be just constant news, and he would still be like a news story that was brought up. You know what I mean? Like when other mass shootings happened. But it's not. Like, when another mass shooting happens, they don't even mention Vegas anymore. They don't mention this dude's name. It's been buried. The media has buried it. The investigators buried it. They released nothing. Like, all of the investigation shit is still under wraps, hasn't been released. Classified shit. It's bullshit, dude.
Oh, we know there's a huge investigation. The FBI investigated this. Obviously the local police. I mean, this was investigated every way from fucking Sunday. And just
the federal police definitely took over from the Vegas police immediately.
Oh, of course. I mean, it's a crazy event. I mean, he killed like 60-some people. He wounded 860 people. But you're right. The focus of it was more just the terror of that night, being at that country music festival. And suddenly your friend's head just explodes. You know what I mean?
We saw tons of these victim statements and shit, and tons of these victim impacts, and tons of stories about like how fucking horrible it was and what it was like for the people that survived it. But as far as him, he's just a dude. Maybe he had some planes, and he had a bunch of he knew exactly how to triangulate positions so to set up the maximum kill potential, and he did it, and he set up a bunch of surveillance, but killed himself before anybody even knew he was in the building. And
well, the official story is that the police didn't reach. It was on Mandalay Bay. He was on the 32nd floor. That they reached him 2 minutes after he committed suicide. Well, like, they reached that floor, so he was already dead. That's the official
story, right?
That's the official. This is the official story. I'm not saying this is what if you go and read about it. This is what they say. He had a baby monitor cart on that 32nd floor, so you could kind of see, but it was never really necessary because he was already dead.
Right.
So their story is by the time like a security guard did try to show up, and he put about 30 rounds through that door. There's a security guard that was like, "Oh shit!" It wasn't even for the shooting; it was for something unrelated. And the door was literally screwed in. Like, he had screwed the door in, is what they say. And then finally, after he's dead, and I think it's like an hour, they break down the door and they find everything. Oh my god, and then that's it. So it wasn't really even that the police just stopped the shooting. It was almost like someone had to figure out where the fuck this guy was. Break down the door, and he's already dead. He already took his own life. I mean, but we don't. But there's a lot of questions in that too. It's like, why even do it? So I think a lot of things I've heard from conspiracy theorists are just like, the CIA wanted to, they want to kill people. They wanted to have this big panic. They want to get people afraid of these things. And then, and as soon as it's not convenient anymore, these mass shootings will go away. These mass shootings are largely staged events. So that's a big current I've heard. I mean, obviously they're staged events in the sense that someone had to plan this, even if it is the government or some shadowy organization. Someone did plan this, and I mean,
yeah. I mean, the big conspiracy angle on this dude is that he was somehow an asset of the American government in one way or another, and he got burned. And this is how he paid him back. And on that hard drive was probably a bunch of fucking government military secrets and operational data about different things that he'd done for them and classified blah, 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 blah.
If he was after the government, why is he doing it at the Pentagon or some other place where he's going to kill a lot of government people?
Because there's no fucking way. There's no fucking way that you're going to get a sniper nest near the Pentagon. That's why. The Pentagon is one of the most in fact, it probably is the most secure building in the world. They fucking, there's no way you're going to set up a sniper nest and kill fucking 800 or injure 800
Well, you wouldn't kill 800 people, but
he was going for maximum fucking kill count. He was going for like where like government officials don't gather together in places where you can snipe them. You know what I mean? Like
usually not. I mean, yeah, usually there's more of a security program. But I'm saying that like
woohoo, important. It's the outdoor important person party. Yeah.
Of course, I understand that.
Full view of all the tall buildings.
But there's been so many mass shootings. Has it really undermined the U.S. government any further to have another mass? I mean, it was but the biggest one.
Well, he probably just did it. He probably just like, okay, if I do a big enough mass shooting, the spotlight will be on me, and then I'll have all these documents that are going to come to light.
Right.
But
okay, well,
you know, I mean, I think that was maybe the idea behind it, but. You know, it seems like there was some kink in his plan where they were able to cover up whatever he was trying to bring to light to.
The media is complicit with the government. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Also, the cops who who stormed that hotel room probably, you know, he probably thought they were going to be like, "What's this stuff? Oh my God, it's this conspiracy. We got to fucking put this out there or whatever." But they didn't. They're just like, "Oh shit, got to protect the government."
Yeah,
the cops, the protocol for that type of shit. The cops that stormed that hotel room didn't touch shit. They verified that he was dead and cleared the room, and then they left and waited for the fucking FBI to come and dust the place.
Yeah,
or their crime lab to come and search it. And by that time, I guarantee you, the FBI had already sent a local office agent down there to fucking take the reins. So it's like, you know, these cops, like, I don't know, dude. The whole thing fucking reeks. This dude, like, the fact that he's never mentioned is so fucking conspicuous to me. Especially given
really
the
fucking bizarre
the magnitude of his fucking crimes and shit. And like for me, like when people go like, well, what was the fucking motive then? Like, what do you posit the motive? And like, to me, it just makes sense. He was trying to draw a lot of fucking attention to himself so that all of whatever information he had could come to fucking light.
Yeah.
And whatever that information was on that hard drive in that laptop that somehow evaporated, you know.
Hey, what was on that laptop there? Oh, nothing. It was like, you know, it didn't even work. It was the
bank records.
Yeah, you can't even boot it because it doesn't have a hard drive. Oh, I can see why he brought that.
Didn't they say it was child porn? I do remember hearing there was some like weird thing.
No, that was another suspicious thing. Is after it all happened, his brother, like a few days later, was like, "Yeah, he's his brother. Oh yeah, he's child porn. Get him in jail. Get him in jail real quick. You can't talk to nobody. He's in jail now. He's child porn. Got it. He's gone now
child
too."
Porn.
So it's like that just adds to the fuel to the fire of the conspiracy. It's like, hey, so this one guy's dead. The guy who knew him the best is like now just gone in jail where we can control him. It's like
his wife 2 days before the shooting leaves the country.
Yep. She's gone out of the country. She's gone. No one knows where she is. They found her eventually, but we don't know what the fuck she said.
That, like I said, the last actual update on this investigation that I got was that they had found his wife and were interviewing her. And that's it. What the results of that interview were, what she told them, you'd think that would be newsworthy because she was probably the closest person to him and his mental state. We've got zero. Not a single quote from her about his mental state leading up to that day. Not a single quote from her about why she thinks he might have done this. Nothing. So why the hush hush? You know what I mean? When one of these fucking incel dudes goes on a fucking shooting spree, we know what his asshole looked like. We know what his dick length was. We know every person he ever fucking talked to in his life, where he grew up, why he did it, every writing that he made, every fucking comment that he made. They interview every friend of his, every person that was in class with him. But this guy, nobody. Not a
Nobody
single,
knows.
not a peep.
Not only
Not
that,
anybody.
but the people who knew him best are conspicuously like, she's out of the country, he's in jail, this person just ate off. I mean, it's all like off the radar, out of fucking sight, out of mind, you know? So it's like, I don't know. It stinks. The whole thing fucking
reeks.
stinks.
It reeks, dude.
But we don't know what, you know, we can sit here and speculate. We don't really know what the fuck the story is. We don't know what the
That's all
fuck
we
is
can
actually
do.
going on. Yeah, that's all we can
That's
do.
all we can do because we weren't given any pertinent facts about the case other than what he did.
Yeah, we know what he
set up a machine gun and shot a bunch of people.
We know the bare minimum. And it's like the biggest shitting in American history, and we know almost nothing about it, and no one fucking talks about it, and no one even, other than us, I've never even heard anyone bring up the fact that it's weird.
Nope.
Yeah,
I can't remember the dude's name, but they had that guy in Texas that went up on that water tower and killed a bunch of people with a sniper rifle. We knew everything about that dude. You can go find all his shit, why he did it, and blah, 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 blah. It's just like, it's so fucking weird to have something like this, such a national news story, just sweep, sweep, sweep under the rug. 60 plus people dead, 800 people injured. Sweep, 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 sweep under the rug. It happened.
Well,
He did a
the guy was
thing.
crazy.
He took a machine gun. Nobody really knows why. You know, he shot a bunch of people. Sweep, sweep. Brother's a pedophile. Wife's wife is question mark. You know, sweep, sweep, sweep.
Wife's
Under
in
the
the
rug,
wind,
get under.
basically. Oh, we don't know where she is. We talked to her. She didn't have nothing to say. Don't worry about it. Just keep going. Next story.
Pilot? No. Pilot? No. We don't know. I mean, you know, nothing official about him being a pilot. No.
He was suspicious of radar. No. He was, a lot of people are. A lot of
Well,
people
the guy that said
it's
that-
not a word.
The guy that said that's a fucking a pedophile, TJ. You gonna believe what he says? He had child porn, man.
He's a liar. Liar.
That little tidbit came from his brother.
Yeah.
That little tidbit about him being shy about radar
Yeah.
was a quote from his brother, who days later was found with a trove of child porn.
He's got to go. He's in jail now. He can't talk to the press no more.
Yeah, given too much information about this dude's fucking comings and goings.
Surprised he wasn't murdered in prison, like, you know, a few weeks later. Oh, he's dead now. Can't talk. Can't say nothing.
I mean, sending somebody to fucking federal prison for child pornography is just as good as murdering them.
Yeah,
Right, they're just
Like
gone.
listening to a fucking word he says, and he'll probably be beat to death at some point.
He's
know what I
gone.
mean?
They're all
I
gone.
mean, even if he's not, his credibility is completely shot. Convicted child pornographer, you know, so and so. Yeah, my brother was killed by the CIA. Yeah, sure he
Like,
was,
whatever.
buddy.
Whatever, kitty diddler.
Let's
Get
see
in
here.
line
Yeah,
before I
his
fuck you up.
credibility is destroyed.
We know he was a gambler. We know he worked for the IRS for a while.
I mean, there's a lot of it. There's a lot of information. I mean, another angle is the Islamic State ISIL tried to claim he was a asset of theirs.
Yeah, I don't buy
Well,
that. They
I mean,
try to
do
claim
that every
anything
fucking time.
anything
Yeah,
that's vague enough for them to
They
claim
tried to
involvement
make
in. They
that claim
do.
about
So.
him. You know, there's a lot of interesting.
They tried to
information
take
about the
credit
case.
when, like, remember that big power outage a number of years back where, like,
Oh yeah,
Like
Yeah,
a
the whole
he-
eastern seaboard
Yeah,
was
like-
dark or whatever.
yeah,
ISIS is like we've
ISIS
done
is like,
it.
oh yeah, it was us. Well, it wasn't even ISIS. ISIS wasn't even around. It was Al Qaeda. Al Qaeda's like, yeah, we done that, and
It was
we're
actually a
like,
squirrel.
yeah,
or some animal. Maybe it's apocryphal, but it was some sort of animal that fucking blew a transformer, and the system was all linked in some crazy way.
Katrina was from ISIS. Katrina was from Al Qaeda. We have sent the storm. We will send more. We will destroy American City. We will send giant storm from Allah. We have sent holy Katrina to destroy America. Destroy. You know, they do that no matter what. Something bad happens. A man farted and it stunk. We gave him the beans. We provided the beans to gas the American imperialist dog. We let you smell the fart. It's like, okay, all right.
Damn.
All right, Al Qaeda. We get it.
yeah.
You stubbed your toe. We placed the chair. We moved the chair to a place you did not understand where it would be. Your toe is in pain because of Al Qaeda. It's like, okay.
What we have been able to answer are the questions of who, what, when, where, and how. What we have not been able to definitively answer is why Stephen Paddock committed this act. That's the official statement of the Las Vegas sheriff Joe Lombardo. Like we couldn't figure it out, y'all. Sorry.
Somehow these dudes track down fucking crack dealers and prostitutes and shit that are under the radar, but for some reason, just couldn't figure out this dude that mowed down almost 1,000 people in broad daylight in the middle of Vegas.
A report published by the FBI's Behavioral Analysis Unit in January 2019 said there was no single or clear motivating factor for the shooting.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
So, wrap it up, guys.
Case closed.
Wrap it up.
Couldn't figure it out.
Sweep it under the rug.
Sweep, sweep, sweep.
Sounds good to me. Yeah, he just did it.
He done it.
Because people do that. People do that. They do. I mean, people do random acts of violence and fucking people flip their lids and kill things. That's what he did.
That's what happened.
Yeah, that's pretty normal. It's pretty normal to have vans filled with ammonium nitrate, endless supplies of ammunition and firearms, a carefully crafted plan. Because we've always said that. That's one thing. Like I think all of us have always been like, you know what? It's a good thing that terrorists and people who really believe these crazy ideologies are not smarter. Because, damn, imagine the damage they could inflict. And it shows you one guy. I mean, if you believe the official narrative is like this guy was capable of killing, or you know, if he'd actually planted bombs, probably could have killed thousands of people.
Holy shit, dude! I just got a text, bro. I'm so excited, dude. I'm gonna be rich. Fuck you guys.
Oh shit! Paul
quit. Wee.
How much money you got now, Paul?
You guys ready for this?
Yeah.
Congratulations, dear subscriber. You have been selected to apply for grant in ongoing 2020 annual federal government private grant reward.
Damn.
Holy shit.
Over 230 billion are up for grabs in support of World Bank and World Health Organization.
Yes.
And then there's a website I can click right now in the text. Yeah, I'm going. Woo!
Dude, Paul's going to get like $230 billion.
Paul, you'll be the richest man on earth.
Are you fucking kidding me with this shit?
You're going to be Bezos rich, Paul.
How do I block this shit?
This is Bundesh with
Block
IRS.
this caller.
Oh, you
There
have been
you go.
very naughty.
This is Bundesh with IRS. You owe much money to government.
Please
Oh,
to be giving
FBI?
me your social security number and credit card number correct right now, please, sir. You are in very much trouble. We will send the police. The police on their way, sir. If you help me now, I can help you. But but IRS very angry. You owe much money.
Dude, I think people pay their taxes. If Bundesh actually had like a legitimate threat power behind that, like the police are on their way. Better go check
The
your
only way
taxes
to
on
cut
the
him off is yeah.
RoboCop is on his way, dude.
Dun 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 dun.
Did you pay your taxes, scumbag? Oh, why don't you see the thing is RoboCop?
Did either of you guys
Pay
ever
your
watch
taxes,
that
creep.
RoboCop remake in 2014? Have either of you guys ever seen that?
God, I tried. I didn't dig it.
I
couldn't-
watched the whole thing.
Really. I couldn't.
I
never even
be
tried.
completely honest with you. If you turn your brain off and say this isn't RoboCop,
Right.
it's not the worst movie I've ever seen. It's an action movie. You know what I mean? I don't know what to tell you.
So if you
it's
just
an
like,
action movie.
if you basically just say like, all right, I'm forgetting RoboCop as a concept. Just like this is its own separate.
This is
movie
like a
now.
rip-off of RoboCop or something. You
Right.
can enjoy it.
Okay.
If you look at it like a reboot of RoboCop and have the expectations that come with the actual good movies RoboCop 1 and 2, then you're gonna hate it. But I was able to just like sit back and get high and watch it and then go, okay, all right, yeah, lasers, yeah. All right, RoboCop's fast now. Okay, yeah, he's got a fucking flying bike. Okay, cool, he can fly. All right, fair enough. Yeah, he's got rockets that come out of his arms. Okay, all right, cool. He blows things up. Yeah.
Well,
I mean, it's you can check it out. It's definitely not the worst fucking like reboot that I've ever seen or whatever, but it ain't. I've only seen it once, and I probably won't ever see it again.
gotcha. I was just
Yeah,
curious because I've been I don't know, I've been kind of nostalgic for RoboCop. I think I'm about to rewatch RoboCop 1 and 2 pretty soon.
Yeah, do that, dude. Don't watch the new RoboCop. Will disappoint you.
Yeah, if you're nostalgic for RoboCop, definitely the new RoboCop ain't the way to go.
But I just got curious about it again. I was just like,
RoboCop.
You know, and like RoboCop. I mean, it doesn't look as bad as RoboCop 3, at least, but yeah.
Well, no,
it's not.
Dude, you remember? I don't know if you guys remember the like marketing behind RoboCop 3, but the thrust of the marketing, as far as I remember it, I don't remember. I was like a kid at the time. I don't remember how old I was, but it was like RoboCop's gonna fight a samurai robot. RoboCop's gonna fight a samurai robot. That was like the big selling point of the movie. RoboCop's gonna fight a samurai robot. It's like, whoa, cool. That sounds awesome. I can't wait to watch RoboCop fight the samurai robot. It was the lamest fucking shit I've ever seen in my fucking life.
Dude, can I give a controversial opinion?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, sure.
Overall, I enjoy RoboCop 2 more than 1. Overall. Yeah. There are scenes in RoboCop 1 that I think are better than any of the scenes in RoboCop 2, particularly the opening. Like the kind of origin part, the very beginnings of RoboCop 1, I think are way better than anything that's in 2. But overall, as a movie, I think 2 is a better film.
I think there's a thing about RoboCop 2 where it's like most directors probably would not have tried to match the crazy Paul Verhoeven tone, but Irvin Kershner tries to almost like up the ante and make the world of RoboCop. Down on it. Yeah, he makes the world of RoboCop even crazier than it was in the first movie.
Yeah.
Like he's like, I'll fucking out Verhoeven. And for some people it's too much and it gets campy and it's like too cartoonish or whatever, even though it's so over the top and violent. But to me, like, I love it. I don't know if I love it more, but I love it at least as much.
That's what draws me to it. I love the way that they dirtied up Detroit Metro City or whatever they fucking call it. What do they end up calling it? What's the name
Detroit
of the
or something? What is it called?
Neo Detroit or
no? I think it was I think it was Metro City actually.
Okay, Metro City, sure, whatever.
But I mean, it was still called Detroit. It just depended on but OCP was trying to create their little new Detroit or whatever the fuck.
But yeah, I love the way that movie starts. That movie, you remember, it starts with the fucking punks or whatever. Dude, throwing Molotovs into the shops.
Dude, that beginning, it's like a tracking shot, and it just kind of pans down the street, and like the crime never leaves the frame as the camera pans. Like,
oh yeah,
like money's being like this. Oh, he stole your purse, and then the fucking prostitutes beat the shit out of the dude and steal the purse from him, and then fucking crazy shit's happening. People are fucking stabbing each, whatever the fuck. It's just a crazy fucking montage of crime, all in one like continuous tracking shot down this like crime infested fucking ridiculous street that's just like nothing but crime and criminals, just like as far as the eye can see.
Someone could save us.
And like
American Jesus, we need you.
I feel like the villain is better too, because really the main antagonist in fucking 1 that it can actually threaten RoboCop is ED 209, which he's cool. Like I love Ed 209, but he's definitely like, I don't know, unwieldy and compared to RoboCop.
It's
and like,
too bad that he didn't have that little girl to hack Ed 209 like they do in 3. You remember that shit?
Oh yeah, that's right.
She's like the fucking Ed 209 is hacked by some like 6-year-old girl who's just like, I make him as loyal as a puppy, and she like literally types in the program like the command loyal as a puppy, and Ed 209 is like, I will be loyal as a puppy. It's like, oh no, what have you done?
Fuck you.
RoboCop 3 is so bad.
They should have had him squat down and take a big fucking oily shit after she did that. You know what I mean? That would have been funny.
I think you should just
I am a puppy.
Dad, you go outside with your oil.
I hate that fucking movie so much.
Yeah, it sucks.
But the first 2 are great.
Is that crazy? RoboCop 2 is a pretty good movie. 1 and 2, and it's so rare to say a sequel is better than the original. But yeah, I mean, I don't know if I would go that far, but I would agree with you, Dad. I think they're at least on par. Now 3 is where just
most people don't agree with that though. Like if you look at general sentiment, like there's a lot of people who are fans of RoboCop but are not fans of RoboCop 2. And I mean, like I can kind of see why. There are some weird things about RoboCop 2. Like there's a plot thread. There's like a plot thread about like him stalking his wife that really kind of just goes nowhere. It's like an interesting idea, but it's never really fully developed or delved into, and it kind of just comes to an abrupt stop midway through, and it just doesn't really lead anywhere, and it's kind of like weird that it's even in the movie. There's that stupid like 12-year-old that's like supposed to be a villain or whatever, and then all of a sudden he dies, and it's supposed to be a sympathetic character all of a sudden, and it's like, what? Huh? I don't really get this.
Because he was just a victim of the street crime, TJ. He was pulled in as a child.
Well, then they shouldn't have portrayed him as like just an out and out sociopath in every scene up until then. But
that was the whole point,
know.
TJ.
Okay,
that's
well,
the point.
All right, well, maybe it was the point, but I didn't like it. So, but
well, you know,
like he's a kid. He's evil. He does all this damage to RoboCop, and then when he dies, he's scared and shit because he's just a kid. He's just a victim of
little kid. But everyone's scared when they die. I mean, RoboCop doesn't give that treatment to any other criminal.
Right, but most criminals aren't 12-year-olds.
Well, whatever. I don't fucking care. It sucked, but the rest of the movie's pretty good though. Kane is a great villain. The fact that they it's just funnier too. Like they really ramp up the fucking outrageous comedy. I still remember some of those parody commercials, like the Magnavolt, the car system. Yeah. You know, they just like the criminal tries to steal your car, and they're just like blah, 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 electrocuted to death, and then you're just like, doesn't even drain your battery. You know, it's like. Yeah. It's like this. It's like a great dystopia because there's such a casualness about the cruelty and like malevolence towards like human life and shit, and people just don't care about each other at all. It's just like fucking, I don't care who dies and shit. The city's just fucking totally rotted to the core. You got these fucking robot. I mean, like, it's just a total dystopian fucking movie, and honestly, more accurate than most.
Yeah,
I think RoboCop probably nailed the future dystopia better than any other movie I can think of.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Total corporate hegemony.
Oh my God, dude.
Corporate ownership of the fucking authorities.
Yeah, they own the police, they own the media, they own everything. There's no recourse for the underclass whatsoever. They got machines patrolling the streets, fucking killing people just wantonly. Like RoboCop will just walk up to you, shoot your fucking dick off or whatever the fuck.
At least he gives you a warning usually. He'll be like, drop it, creep.
Yeah. But then if you don't, he just fucking blows your ass away. He's just like, whatever.
Well, yeah, and for the most part, though, the thing I never got with those movies is maybe when RoboCop was a new thing. It's like, okay, what the fuck is this? And someone gets killed by RoboCop. I think eventually, after all the shit RoboCop had done and his reputation built up, if like RoboCop shows up, you're just gonna be like, all right, like, I'm sorry, RoboCop, I'm dropping the weapon. I'll come quietly. It's like, because otherwise RoboCop's just gonna kill you. There's no question about what he's gonna do.
You gotta keep in mind though, Scotty. A lot of the people that RoboCop kills, especially in 2, they're all nuked up, dude. They're on nuke.
Oh shit! You know what? Yeah, their brains are fried, dude.
Oh, and I love all the fucking the montage of like failed RoboCop 2s. They're like,
oh yeah,
I present to you because for some reason, even though RoboCop is going great, they don't like him, and they're like, I present you RoboCop 2, and then it like comes out and kills itself, or it kills everyone else, or it just like is a retard or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
Ugh, so beautiful. I love
that
movie. I love RoboCop.
I'm gonna watch those movies. I'm gonna watch those movies on our days off coming up.
Yeah,
I'm gonna watch both of them.
TJ,
I might do the same.
If you guys want, I actually have found it's not even that long. RoboCop 3, RoboCop versus the Samurai, and it is indeed.
Dude, it's so pathetic. All right, play it. Play the fucking. Just play it,
dude. I mean, come on, TJ.
It's been so long since I've seen it.
Oh, you don't. It ain't been too long for me.
I'll let you play it, TJ. Because you're the one that brought it up.
You let me play it. I mean, okay.
Yeah, because I got some.
I'll find it on my own. Then what is it? RoboCop. What's the video called?
It's right here.
He put it in the fucking links here on.
But if I open it, it's gonna open over you guys, and it's gonna look stupid.
No, I'm just saying you just
no.
copy the link.
Just go get the link, TJ. Come on,
it's right the link's right there.
Just tell me the fucking name. I'll just find it myself. All right, here it is. I found it on my own.
Okay, find it yourself. It doesn't matter.
I did it on my own. Here, I'll show you.
Just let me do it the hard way. Just let me do it the fucking.
Hey, it's not the hard way. It's a goddamn easier way for me. So fuck you. Anyway, here it is.
Let me do it the hard way, guys. Shut up.
No, guys, this is so action-packed. There's so much movement going on.
All right, he jumps. He jump attacks. All right, what's he gonna do next? I am a robot samurai.
All right.
RoboCop stands out. Oh, no.
Stand up.
Now, for a jump attack.
Damn.
What's he gonna do now? RoboCop sits back up.
I am slow and unwieldy. I can do nothing.
RoboCop, they really need to upgrade his fucking movement capability. He is just about useless.
For assaulting an officer.
As he's sitting. What a terrible way to have him fucking deliver that line.
Yep. RoboCop is next to useless against this guy.
Property.
Why doesn't he just cut his head off? You got all this
'Cause he's
time.
cruel.
Uh-oh. Power field low.
Oh shit, is this be the end of RoboCop?
Where did he go?
Oh no, he's right there.
Is he? Where is he? Okay. All right, I
right
guess he was
there.
there, standing out in the open. Jump attack.
Oh my god, RoboCop is such a dunce in this.
He can't do anything.
He just
He
sucks.
basically fights
Look
on
at
his
him.
ass, dude.
Like nobody prepared for somebody kicking over RoboCop. Like,
What you gonna do now, RoboCop?
why didn't any of the other villains think of this shit? Oh, and this samurai, look at him fucking
Yeah, the samurai's just like, I'll just kind of
giving him plenty of time to. I'm just going to do all this ninja flourish while you reach for that machine gun.
Even though the samurai is portrayed as super fast in every other moment, in that moment, he's like, he's reaching for his gun. I gotta give him time. Let me do my little display.
And to think that was built up, like you said, in the marketing, and that's 2 minutes of the movie.
They marketed the movie on that scene. They marketed the movie
Oh.
on that scene. What year did this come out? What year RoboCop 3 come out, Scotty? 92, 93, 94, something like that? When was it?
Something like that. RoboCop 3. Let me just look real quick. It came out in 93.
So I was like, what, 8? Something like that?
Yeah, you were 8. I was like 6.
I was super like, yeah, RoboCop 3, because I'd seen the other ones, even though I was way too young to watch those fucking movies, of course. It's like, yeah, RoboCop fucking 3. I could finally see a RoboCop movie in theaters. This is going to be so cool. So cool. Oh, he's going to fight a robot samurai. And even 8-year-old me was sitting in that movie theater like, that sucked. That was awful.
One of the things I'm most grateful for about my childhood is that my parents did not give a flying fuck what I watched. As long as they didn't walk into the room and see straight out hardcore porn.
Yeah.
Like, oh, fuck yeah, fuck my little pussy, oh, fuck. You know, it's like, as long as it wasn't that, they didn't give a fuck. So there was never like, you can't see this movie, you can't watch this. They didn't even care. So I got to see all that shit whenever I wanted. It was great.
Oh, you know how that shit goes. Like, especially with America, like other countries take a stronger stand against violence and, you know, media and entertainment. Like, no, there was never a problem. I remember like people getting more upset in my life. There was like naked, there naked women in that. Oh, you guys can't watch that. Oh, no, you shouldn't watch that movie. But like RoboCop 3, endless violence. RoboCop 1 or 2, no problem. Never that. Mom, I want to see RoboCop. All right. Watch American Jesus go kill the villains and bad guys in, you know, Neo Detroit or, you know, Metro City or whatever. Like,
well,
endless
you know,
slaughter and violence. That was always okay.
By the time
TJ read horror movies.
By the time RoboCop 3 came out, they were trying to, like, the reason RoboCop has a dumbass jetpack in that and all that stuff is because they were like, at that point, they were like angling for toys and shit. Like, yeah, we need to sell RoboCop toys. We need to sell the jetpack. We need to do all this shit, you know, so.
Yeah, the fucking new RoboCop's got like a jetpack too, and he's got like a fucking motorcycle that he kind of like integrates into when he gets into it. He got like he hooks into it, like it's like a Tron light cycle ripoff.
Gotcha.
It's bullshit. Or like a Bat cycle ripoff too. It kind of feels that way too. You know.
Crazy.
Whatever.
No,
Did you hear about that stupid fucking idea that they're doing of like they're gonna do like a RoboCop prequel show, but like it's not going to have RoboCop in it because it's just going to be about like the lead up to RoboCop's creation
What?
or whatever the fuck.
Wait, what?
Yeah, they're trying to do. You remember like they had that show Gotham for a while? It was supposed to be like this is Gotham before Batman. They're doing the same thing with like this is fucking Detroit or Metro City or whatever the fuck before RoboCop.
That's gonna wear thin so fast.
That's gonna
Like,
suck.
who cares about
Yeah, it's
Detroit
like-
before RoboCop? Like that's why it was interesting. It's because there was a RoboCop. Like, what was
was
to do with that?
What was
And the
Metropolis
origin-
like
the origin-
before
RoboCop
Superman
already
showed
does
up
that
to
to a
save the
degree.
day?
So
You know,
It's unnecessary. It's oh my god.
it's gonna be about the
At least
corporate
with Batman-
politics of Omnicorp and all kinds of stuff, dude. Don't worry, it's gonna be great.
Yeah, at least with Batman, like there was a bunch of villains in like that they could have like, okay, here's the Joker or the Penguin or whatever they want. Like they can at least have those interesting villains to carry the show. It's like with the absence of Batman, like, but RoboCop doesn't have that. There's not a bunch of interesting villains and other characters that like, and it's like, oh, well, here's the guy who was the villain from the first one. Here's what he was doing then. We have a young version of him. It's like, okay, who cares? Because like RoboCop 1 was an origin story. I don't get it. I don't know why the fuck they would do that. Who's doing it? Netflix or something? Or
Let me
Prime
check.
or what?
Let's see. It's gonna be who's making this fucking thing?
who knows the fucking rights to RoboCop?
Let's see. A RoboCop prequel series it's in the works with co-writer Ed Newmeyer. Fans are still waiting for news about the RoboCop Return sequel, which is that's not going to happen.
Yeah, get over that.
With that being said, the prequel series in the early stage of development, they don't really say who's doing it.
Okay.
Oh, MGM,
Not
I
really.
guess. MGM is producing it, but I don't know where they're going to fucking show it. It's going to follow Dick Jones, who was played on the big screen by actor Ronnie Cox in the first RoboCop. I don't remember which character that is. Do you remember who Dick Jones was?
He's like he's not the CEO. He's the guy. He's like the number 2 of that company.
Isn't he the dude that just gets like killed midway through the movie?
No. That's the guy. That's the guy he kills because he tries to fuck over that character.
Okay. Well, it's going to
He's the
focus.
same guy who was the villain in Total Recall, Ronnie Cox. Yeah, it's like he was the
Okay.
same one. He's like the guy. He's like the number 2 in the company.
Okay.
And there's like the CEO of the company who's kind of just like, oh yes.
Oh,
he's-
okay.
he's-
The guy that
he's
plays
basically the
Cohagen?
back-
Oh, he's the the vice president guy.
yeah, he's the
Gotcha.
vice president. Yeah,
the guy that plays
Oh.
Cohagen or whatever.
Cohagen. Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
Ronnie
So
Cox,
you
yeah.
remember him in the first movie? Yeah. The show's going to be about him.
Okay.
That's what I've always. Haven't you ever wanted a show about that? You've been like, you look at that guy, you're like, man, what's his story? You know what I mean? Like,
Still no word on whether Dune Sisterhood is going to be canceled or pushed back by HBO. They were planning on, after Dune releasing, coming out with this Dune Sisterhood show that's based on the Bene Gesserit Sisterhood. And no word yet as to whether or not that has spoilers in it from the movie. You know what I mean? And they're going to have to push it back. I'm kind of hoping they don't, because I would love to get like a little taste of fucking Dune before Dune. That would be nice. And HBO has got a pretty good track record with these. Well, that's not true. I'm lying. That's not true. HBO has got a shit track record. Most of the shows that they put out are fucking unwatchable. Let's be honest. Like, do you guys remember? Were you a subscriber during the game? You obviously were during the Game of Thrones shit when that was new.
Yep.
You remember towards the end of Game of Thrones how every episode started with a huge, like 3-4 minute trailer of like, here's what's coming from HBO. And it was just unwatchable show 2, unwatchable show 3. And if that's not for you, how about uninteresting show? You know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah.
ugh.
HBO needs a hit real bad. And they've always had one, but right now they're real struggling. The only thing I've heard any sort of hype around is I have heard some shit around that show that's on HBO Max. The one with the fucking robots that are raising the kids on the planet, but then like some humans show up and they're trying to like bring back religion, and like basically religion destroyed the planet, and robots are like trying to raise humans without religion, but then some religious fucking cult people show up and try to like save the kids from the robots who are probably actually
they
better
doing
caretakers and shit.
a-
I can't remember the name of it, but people keep
prequel as well?
people keep recommending it to me. So
Oh,
Maybe
it's
that's-
like yeah, I've seen that. There's like an atheist, like the future is a battle between atheists and religious people, and the atheists send a couple of androids with a bunch of human embryos to a planet to raise a society of completely atheistic children to battle the religious people.
Yep.
And they're there to protect the kids as they grow up. It sounds like an interesting concept, but
Yeah, I've heard good things about it, but I think it's called Raised by Wolves, actually.
it is.
Yeah, which is a terrible
I
name.
watched the trailer. I couldn't remember the name, but as soon as you said it, that's the name.
The name is kind of weird, but whatever.
Well, that's
I've actually heard good things about that, so maybe that'll be their new thing. But
Raised by Wolves was originally like a pejorative flung at heathens and apostates and shit. Like if you were not religious, you were uncultured, you were a barbarian, you were probably raised by animals out in the fucking wilderness and shit. So that makes sense. Like the title makes sense to me, but I don't know. It's a hard sell for me with HBO. When Sisterhood drops, I'll fucking get back on there. But
What about House of the Dragon, guys?
No.
House of the Dragon.
House of
What
the
is
Dragon. Get
What is
burned
House of the
again.
Dragon?
Literally.
It's a prequel about the Targaryens.
Oh, I don't want. Wait, man, I hate prequels. I just hate prequels in general. Like, if you're gonna do a prequel, you got to set it way the fuck back.
It's set during the reign of Mad King Aerys, where like before all the principal events when the Targaryens were still undisputed kings on Westeros and yada yada yada.
Yeah, but we already know where that's all leading.
Fire and Blood. The story will tell the series of House Targaryen. We all know who the fucking house is, and takes place 300 years before the events of Game of Thrones.
All right. Well, I guess that's not too bad then. But yeah, we already know how it's all going to turn out with that. So it's like whatever.
I mean, it could be interesting. I mean, I like the idea of taking it back farther than, just right before.
300 years is better than just like trying to fucking just tell the story of the immediate lead up. So I'll give it that.
But that's the thing is like that's about how long the Targaryens reigned. So it'll be interesting because they came from across the sea. They came from like I can't remember what they call it, across the shallow sea or whatever, and showed up with their dragons and just fucking subjugated the entire continent. So it'll be interesting to see how that turns out.
Weren't they like the descendants of like the Valerians or something? Like
they're of Valyrian blood,
Yeah, like there's a cataclysmic event, and I guess they're the main group of family or whatever. I guess obviously a group of people that survives and migrates over to Westeros and takes over.
Well, I think that's a grease trap.
Yep, that's a grease trap.
It is.
See yous later, you greasy fucks.